ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Express Varanasi Station, Netaji Road.
Thank God this show is called Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live, because all of us here in the studio need to chill. During that last over, we were all hyperventilating because all of us were within reach of getting our predictions right. I couldn't, sadly, because Sai Kishore bowled a pretty good over. But well done to Joy and Rohan for getting it right. You'd be mighty pleased that Shubman Gill's captaincy allowed this to happen.
There were parts of this captaincy that I didn't understand at all. I mean, having a left-arm spinner who's done very well for you through the tournament in a relatively big field, and having him bowl just the 20th over was something that has left me scratching my head. I don't know about you.
Joy, the fact that he bowled that 20th over for only, nine runs. Boundary of the last ball.
Yes.
But up until then, only 5 runs when you had Ashutosh on strike.
Yep.
Tells you what a high-quality bowler he is. And for him to not bowl right up until then, I think it's left everyone a little bit flummoxed.
Clearly, it wasn't something that Shubman Gill chose tactically. He may have got his calculations wrong because he had no other bowlers left with any overs.
Yeah, look, this is one thing I don't understand. You don't get these things wrong nowadays because there's some fielder or there are people running around. You think, I mean, there are 3 coaches sitting outside. There's Parthiv, one of the brightest guys, Ashish Nehra. They're all there. So I just find it difficult to believe that none of them said that, boss, you're going to phasoge, as they say. Because the moment Ishant is in the state that he can't bowl his 4th, you're going to get stuck. You see, the point is how many overs Ishant is bowling. Now, Ishant can't bowl the 19th and the 20th, which is what actually turned out to be because he had 19. So the only bowler left out there was Ishant.
And also, I mean, for some, it's not his first rodeo as a captain. It's not his first match as a captain. You can understand someone who's captaining for the first time thinking, as a captain, I'll tell you, I've never captained at this level, but I've captained Bengal plenty of times in one-day games where you know exactly, okay, if I don't get X bowler in, I'm going to be struggling. It's just muscle memory. Tells you that I've got to get bowlers in. So it's not... I think in the end, it became a mistake in terms of calculation, not so much about Sai Kishore's over, but when to bowl Ishan. Because that was the difference.
Yeah.
Because maybe the plan was to not bowl Sai Kishore at all.
Had they bowled Ishan in the 18th, they would have got away with it.
So I think that's where the little calculation went wrong. But maybe the way the game progressed with Axar batting the bulk of the middle overs, they were like, okay, let's not get that left arm spin against the left-handed combination. So maybe... And that's exactly why they went in with the lineup that they did. To have the luxury of not bowling a bowler if required.
Bizarre circumstances towards the end.
Yeah, because you look at it again. 17th Siraj, 18th Prasidh, 19th Ishant, 20th Sai Kishore. So Ishant can easily bowl any of these overs.
Any of the 17th or the 18th?
Yeah, 17th, 18th, 16th, 17th, 18th, he could have bowled any of them.
Well, bizarre circumstances towards the end. He also got into an argument with the umpire because they had to bring one fielder in, only 4 outside the circle, and yet just the one boundary. Although, if you look at the big picture, 203 is what the team managed. The Delhi Capitals, they had a terrific start, Rohan. In the power play, they had about 73 for 2. They'll be happy that they did not allow the run rate to drop too much. In the end, 10 and over, they will take it on a good pitch like this. They should be happy with this. Or are they 10-15 short?
I think they're 10-15 short.
Okay.
I think considering the start that they got, 73, I think they'll be thinking in the dressing room, we should have got 10-15 more. That's not to say that 203 is not a good score. But as a team, you're thinking, yeah, okay, the back end, the back 10, we've not done as well as we could have. Because, you know, you'd got to in the first 6, you'd got to a 70. In the first 10, you'd got to 100 plus. So you've not done as well as they should have in the back 10. But 203 with the bowling attack that they have, it's not going to be an easy chase.
And this despite having used their impact sub option. Donovan Ferreira came in and they're at 203. So...
No, I agree. I think you look at that card and there's one thing that will stand out at you. Who has gone on? Okay, you look at it, every one of their top batters looks set.
Yes.
Okay, one after the other, you see a lot of them. 31, 28, 39, 31, 37. What does that tell you? Each and every one of these guys was set. And none of them went on to take a big one. Now, you don't need 5 batters to give you a big one. But when your last, if your last 3-4 batters are facing, as I said, if Kuldeep Yadav, Mitchell Stark, Donovan Ferreira had to come in, they wouldn't want Donovan Ferreira in because they would have had another bowling option. So the reason you've got these guys in is because you've not managed to play your way through. And with all those starts, they'll be looking at them and saying, one of you needed to go on and get a 60-70 and accelerate.
I'm just going to again piggyback on what Joy said. Can we have a look at that scorecard again, please? Because I think that scorecard with one of those guys up until Ashutosh Sharma getting a 60-70 is the ideal template for what a T20 inning should be.
Perfect. I agree.
But one has to get to a 60-70. Everyone else does the same. One gets to a 60-70. That's the ideal template.
225 they get, yeah.
Was it the 18th over where Butler took a couple of terrific catches? Was that the reason they couldn't get those extra 15-20? Because if Axar or Vipraj Nigam hadn't gotten out in that over, who knows? They might have finished differently.
But Manish, that's part of the game. You're going to see fantastic catching, a fantastic delivery in any game of cricket. You can't say, oh, he's done an exceptional catch and, whoa, what's that? How's that happened? No, that's part of the game. There have been other dismissals where you've chucked it away. So that's not the reason. The reason is they've faltered in that last 10. Whether it's an excellent catch, excellent bowling, in some cases a batter's maybe just not played the most sensible shot. But they look at themselves more than saying, okay, listen, that was exceptional. They look at themselves and say, if they're a good team, if they're an honest team, forget a good team. If they're an honest team, they'll be looking at themselves and being self-critical.
Yes.
53 in the last 5. 53 in the last 5 for a batting side like Delhi, the kind of power they have up front. They scored better than that up front.
And they were only 4 down at the end of 15.
So that's what I'm saying. So that 53 in the last 5 tells you a story, which is what I'm saying. This is 12.5 and the previous, that 9 becomes a 10.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at 225. That's the ideal template. And I think that's the point. They'll be cursing themselves because every batter looked good. There's not a batter who didn't look good. Abhishek Porel looked good. Stubbs looked good. Karun Nair looked good. Each and every one of them hit the ball as if it's... And beautiful pitch. Coming on the middle of the bat, it's whacking the ball. Just couldn't complete.
If Gujarat chased this, you'll see one batter who's got 50-70. Between 50 and... At least.
Yeah.
15, 50 and 70. That'll be the template. Maybe Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan, who's there, who just sort of says, okay, listen, we're chasing this. One of us has got to battle the 18th over at least, and everyone else bats around them, and boom.
This is the top 3 that really hold the key for GT, but it was one man that got rid of 4 batters, 3 of them very well set. He got the wicket of Karun Nair, KL Rahul, as well as Akshar Patel, and then Vipraj Nigam. With 14 wickets, he is currently the holder of the purple cap, and he backed himself to bowl the Yorker today. Got most things right, Joy.
I thought he was fantastic. Again, a beautiful example. I think what he does very well for me, Prasidh Krishna, is because he has the height, of course, he has the advantage. He doesn't bowl length at all. So he's either right up there or he's here. You know, he doesn't allow the batsman to sit and get a shot in the slot. And I think it's naturally his shot. And therefore, I like the way that he's adjusting and getting Yorkers in as well. That was not usually his strong point. The short ball was. I think he's bowling beautifully right now. He's one of the... He is... And see, sometimes, very often, the top wicket takers don't necessarily mean the best bowlers. But right now, I think if you look at that list, most of them are among the top performers.
Getting 3 key batters out completely broke the back of what could have been a 240 possibility. Clearly, has had his best game in this tournament so far.
Yeah, and for me, the main wicket was that of KL Rahul.
Yeah.
It was an excellent delivery, sort of came in, plumb in front. His Karnataka teammate and then his ex-Karnataka teammate.
He got both of them.
In Karun Nair.
Yeah.
Again, who was batting really well, who just stepped up in gear when he was dismissed. Yep. So yeah, those 2 were really crucial wickets. But he's top of the leaderboard, so I can't say this has been like, he's been consistently doing well. But this was a really, as you said, in my opinion, as is yours, because you said, probably his best performance.
Siraj, though, forgettable show from him. 47 of his 4 overs can happen in this format, but Siraj has looked a bit lost in the IPL thus far. He hasn't really, set the stage on fire this time.
I'll disagree on that. He's looked good for me before this match. I think this match he's not looked that great, and it's possible because, again, I'm telling you one thing. This is one of the best pitches I've seen so far in the tournament. It's a nice, true pitch. Afternoon game. It's searing hot. Ball coming on. It's a difficult conditions to bowl under. And he was under pressure because the batters are both. The Delhi batters are currently so fluent right now. Karuna is in form. Abhishek Porel is in form. They're all looking very. None of them is looking out of it. You know what I mean? So it's a difficult call to make. I thought this is not a great day for him, but it's not that he's not had a great tournament. He's been giving them quite a few breakthroughs.
I actually think he has flourished. Well, flourish might be too strong, but he's done really well with the Titans.
Yeah. After Bangalore.
In the first half of the tournament. I thought the ability to be giving them those early breakthroughs in the tournament has been really good.
Before we move to the second innings, very quickly, we've got to get a left-arm spinner to tell us about how Sai Kishore bowled that last over.
I'm a left-arm straighter. When you say left-arm spinner, you're looking at the wrong person here, mate. I am a left-arm straighter. Straight.
So straight up, tell me how he bowled in that last over.
How would one bowl?
How did he bowl that last over?
I thought he was excellent.
Yeah.
I think the fact that, the last ball went for 4.
Yeah.
But other than that, in the last over, when you have someone like Ashutosh on strike and to concede only 5 up until that. And even if someone had told Shubman Gill and Sai Kishore you're conceding 9 in that last over, they said, yeah, we'll take it.
With just 4 outside.
With just 4 outside. They would have said, we'll take it. Done. Yeah. We'll take it. That was a fabulous last over.
204 to chase. However, Delhi has a terrific bowling lineup. They've got 3 quality spinners in Kuldeep Yadav, Axar Patel as well as Vipraj Nigam. And then they've got the hero of their last game, Joy. They've got Mitchell Starc. So 204, while on this track may seem possible, but this lineup makes it a tougher challenge.
Yeah, I think this is one of the better bowling lineups, one of the top 2-3 bowling lineups. So it is, but this is the real challenge because it's a very true pitch. Its ball is coming on nicely to the bat. So it's if you play your shots, you can trust the ball, you can trust the bounce. If you saw the guys, when they're hitting the shots, it's just happening. It's very few mistimed shots. Also, one of the ways of making out that, is how many slower balls or how many balls are being hit into the ground. Not too many of them because in this pitch, if you sort of put it in there, it'll just sit up for you to whack it out of the ground.
Yeah.
So this is a very good pitch. This is a challenge for the Delhi bowlers. I can promise you. The one guy who I'd like in pitches like this, though, 2 people. One is, just the fact that Axar Patel has played a lot in this ground, so he knows this. The other person who I really think bounce like this might suit Kuldeep as well. Somebody like him. I don't think somebody like Starc with the way he bowls, especially his Yorker, he needs too much for the pitch to be done. But. I don't, there was swing up front a little bit. He was getting in previous matches. I'm not sure he'll get it today.
Their top 2, the openers, Gill and Sai Sudarshan, have together scored a total of 320. Same number of runs by the number 4, 5, 6 and 7. So clearly the engine room of this batting is 1, 2, 3 with Butler at 3.
Yeah, and so far they've been doing well.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why 4, 5, 6, 7 haven't got the opportunity to go out there and score runs, which is fine, which is great because you're thinking, okay, listen, as long as these guys do well and the team keeps doing it, doesn't matter. But there will be a time when you'll want your number 4, 5, 6, 7 to come and get some runs. There will be a time when the top 3 will fail, top 4 will fail, and your middle to lower order will have to contribute. But as a team, you're hoping that comes when you've already qualified for the playoffs. You have that one little collapse or one little hiccup then, and the middle order gets a bit of a run out, and then if they score runs, then you're thinking, okay, all's well and good with the world, everyone's happy, everyone's in form. Let's move on to the playoffs.
Axar has grown in reputation as a leader of this Delhi Capitals lineup. If they win, they will go top of the table because they have the best net run rate among the other teams as well. Very quickly, bowling plan, since it was an issue with Shubman Gill in the first innings. How does he use these options? There is a fair bit of variety as well. 3 spinners. Mitchell Starc is there as well. How would you go about ensuring that the opposition doesn't chase down this 204?
Well, I think the main thing as a captain to be thinking, okay, this is... In my opinion, slightly below par score.
Okay.
I wouldn't say this is an above par score, below par. So as a fielding unit captain, I would then think, okay, listen, I would normally treat games like this as an 18-over game. So by the 18th over, I'm going to try and make sure that my best bowlers or most of them have finished their quota.
Yeah.
17th over, 18th over. And then you've got that 1 over to bowl either the 19th or 20th, depending on how the match situation is. But by then, what you're hoping is that your best bowlers have done a job, which has made it really tough for the batting unit to chase down the last 2-3 overs. In the last 2 or 3 overs, you're hoping 3 overs, they've got to get 55 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because your top bowlers and your main bowlers, who you look at as your wicket-taking bowlers, would have done their job in the first 17 or 18.
All right, Mitchell Starc will most likely open the attack in the bowling. Very quickly, power play scores, predictions.
49.
This isn't really a very fast-scoring opening pair, but I'm still going to go a little higher than Joy, and I'm going to go with 52.
I'll go 55. Sai Sudarshan, Shubman Gill to open the innings, 204 the target. Enjoy the second innings and come back right here to watch these two in action on Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. Bye for now.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Express, Railway Station, Netaji Bhavan.